Brother, Viktor Frankl, the Austrian neurologist, a Holocaust survivor, and the father of logotherapy said, "I have no purpose in life, and therein lies my purpose." Facing this quote, even just looking at it for myself, cut through the noise of social media and our own negative thoughts. It offered me a level of hope that I'm not trapped in drifting, and neither are you, because your purposeness isn't a weakness. The weakness is not seeing the opportunity that lies within it. You see, choosing your attitude changes everything. Here's an example of a negative thought. I've spent years avoiding how I feel. And if you think about it, we become the bitch to our thoughts. And who wants to be the bitch to their emotions? So the question is, how do you disarm these thoughts? You do it by bridging. And in other words, an optimistic frame. This is what you use. So here's the updated version of this standalone negative thought. I've spent years avoiding how I feel, but I'm ready to sit with it, even if it's uncomfortable. So you will need to practice. But when you get good at this, you lose feeling like a bitch and regain mental power and belief in yourself. And when you see that a purposeless period is your playground to create purpose by your design, you'll always go through the pain of no purpose in life at some point, or many points. But with this optimistic bridging frame, you'll be able to center yourself by practicing bridging. You'll be able to center yourself in a new purpose of your own design. The thing is, it's easy to live on autopilot. You wake up, scroll, work, scroll, home, scroll, repeat. Yeah, it's shit. Come on, dude. You know there's more for you out there. You feel it. Yeah, that restlessness that you feel, that itch you just can't scratch. So you try scratching with scrolling, quick fixes, and substances. And I get it. I've scratched that itch. I've scratched mine with nicotine, scrolling, and just constant distractions. The big problem with these solutions is that they always need more. They need more of a scratch every single time to even feel a budge on anything. So I realised I was feeding the problem and not solving the problem. The real enemy is failing to see the flaws in these temporary fixes that are harming your health and your mind. And by ignoring this, brother, is foolish. But the real cost is falling deeper into that existential vacuum. Bridging hardships with a hopeful mind means understanding life is hard, period, and not letting your hard life possess you. Regardless of the easy path or hard path, curveballs will always come because that is life. But by bridging negative thoughts with optimistic ones doesn't just relieve present hopelessness, it benefits your thinking and ability to make impactful decisions. And you get genuine dopamine release every time you consciously bridge because you know you're helping your future self. Here's an example. So I feel tired, so I won't get my gym clothes ready. Becomes I feel tired, but I know my future self will thank me if I get my clothes out. Okay, choosing attitude, bridging thoughts, all sounds good. But how do you make it real? How do you stop knowing and start doing when the drift is strong and that itch screams at you? This is where philosophy meets action, the greatest combination. Where we build the bridge from lost to architect. We gamify the journey using the modern man's code 5-step system, powered by the bridging reframe and the modern man scoreboard. Step 1, see reality and own your drift. The drift you face, this is autopilot, numbing that itch with distractions. This looks like I feel lost and I'll just scroll, vape, and do all this all heinous bullshit that just doesn't scratch the itch, essentially. But the bridge you build is conscious direction, facing the drift and those harmful solutions. And your mission? Track honestly, audit your drift and numbing habits. And as you know, the proof is in your pudding. This is in the scoreboard tracking and brutal audit and bridging reframe. And why this matters? Why do you care? This is why you should care. You see, young men can lose over 2,000 hours a year, a full-time job, to passive consumption. Numbing activities actually increase purposeness long term. Awakening brings relief because the fog lifts. And here's a quote from Marcus Aurelius. Look things in the face and know them for what they are. You can't fix what you refuse to see. Staying asleep is the slow death of potential. Step 2, build systems, architect your structure. The drift you face in this step are those false starts, random spurts of motivation, or just no solid plan at all. And this means you remain complacent, keeping you possessed to those harmful solutions you found, but are really digging your way down deeper into that existential vacuum. But the reality of your blip of motivation coming around again equals I'm motivated, but I lack a real plan, so distractions will win every time. And the bridge you build in this step is systematic execution within the scoreboard as your daily blueprint to follow. Because consistent action builds a structure where purpose is found or forged. And this looks like I lack clear purpose, but I will build a disciplined daily system anyway. Because even by taking 1,000 steps on the wrong path is better than taking no steps. Because at least you find and gain skills along the way. You gain something, you gain discipline, you gain systems like you are here, which in the end inevitably builds purpose and direction, because you're trying things, giving you a chance, giving yourself, most importantly, the chance to discover a purpose, your purpose, a direction at least, which you then can find purpose along it. Your mission is to execute consistently with the scoreboard because it acts as your blueprint to those daily disciplines. And by doing this, you simply replace those harmful, itch-scratching negative habits with positive action in the things that matter in life. Your health, your relationships, and your mission. And as you know, the proof is in the pudding. Why this matters to you? Because potential isn't breached by motivation, but by systems. And that's why 92% of New Year's resolutions fail. Because motivation is a single tank of gas. Mature men, athletes, entrepreneurs, warriors are separated by structured, consistent action. Because systems over feelings equals results. So install the scoreboard, stop judging by feelings and start measuring your execution. So purpose is often created through consistent action, and the disciplined man builds the life the drifter only dreams of. And as a note, I'm not telling you to not feel your feelings in any way, shape or form. I'm offering that to achieve discipline and understanding of yourself, most importantly, aka your emotions, you must have self-awareness of how you feel, think and act. And this takes time, which is what you have on your side. Trust that. The drift you face in step 3 is surrendering to resistance, because discomfort or fear becomes the excuse to quit. And it will. And here's an example. This is hard, this diet is hard, and maybe pointless, so I'll stop. But the bridge you have to build is strategic persistence. This is important, because practice using the bridge reframe in this moment allows you to push through even without the destination mapped. And this is the shift. This is hard, but pushing through builds a character capable of finding or creating purpose. And for this step, your mission is to maintain execution when challenged, applying the bridging reframe against the urge to quit. And why this matters. A man's character forms when friction hits. Men who quit at first resistance develop patterns, killing dreams, relationships, careers, and unfortunately leading to low life satisfaction. The harder path, in the brain, formed through discomfort, not around it. Viktor Frankl knew between stimulus and response is your power to choose attitude. The bridging reframe is combat training for your mind. And every push rewires your brain, building and defining your own resilience. And now we move on to step 4, learn and adapt. Mind data for direction. And the drift you face in this step is abandonment and judgment. Quitting reinforces your inner critic, confirming that you are destined to fail, repeating ineffective patterns. So this looks like I failed again, so this purpose thing isn't for me. But the bridge that you must build is recalibration and analysis, because setbacks are the clues. And here's the example. My score dipped when I ate too much, but that teaches me that I need to have self-control about what truly matters or needs adjusting. You get it? So, your mission in this section is use feedback. The scoreboard reflection section is the guide to discovery and refine your approach. And why this matters, the greatest tragedy isn't failing, it's failing to learn. Because men who see setbacks as permanent inadequacies experience more depression and achieve less in their lives. Listen, your inner critic isn't truth. It's protection, keeping you mediocre, but most importantly, protected. But mature men face more failure but extract lessons, not judgment. The scoreboard gives you objective feedback and separates from ego. It allows you to analyse patterns without harsh self-judgment. And last but not least, step 5, elevate your baseline through creating consistency. The drift you face in this step is the escape and return, right? So numbing yourself to avoid sustained effort, sliding you back to the mediocrity because finding purpose feels too big. And I get it, still scratching the itch, but destructively looks like. Maintaining this is tough, so I'll just ease off / numb out. The bridge you must build here is recovery and elevational. So intentional recovery fuels sustained high performance, or masculinity, or maturity, whatever you want to label it. Consistent high-level action creates opportunities and the ground from which purpose emerges. You see, high performance requires intentional recovery. And this consistent execution that is built up from small consistent actions that compound is building a purposeful life, brick by brick. And your mission for this section is making high performance and intentional recovery your new default. And you can achieve that by just being consistent with the small actions that compound over time. The key is to begin with small but achievable compounding actions that add up once you've earned habits. And why this matters? This matters because the ultimate tragedy is climbing halfway up, then sliding all the way back down. And this regression is common in men, because many who make this initial progress regress without maintenance strategies, because around 65% of men under 35 return to their old patterns within 6 months. Yes, 6 months as homeostasis hits. Homeostasis is the comfort of familiar and is the great obstacle that you will face every single time you try to change, and the reason why you revert back to the old version of yourself. Consistent high-level execution of small steps opens doors, often revealing purpose naturally. So as an architect, you don't drift, you direct. And a profound truth you need to hear is that purpose isn't always found by searching. Often it finds you. So there you have it, brother. That is the 5-step Modern Man code to turn the playground of purposeness into proving ground. When you're drifting, what's missing? Clarity, consistency, honest feedback, challenge, and adaptation. This system provides the exact antidotes to the drift, the tools to stop just reacting to life. And before I give you my invitation of this video, if you like this video, go check out this video, The Uneasy Truth for Young Men, Owning the Drift, the 5-step Forge engine, to learn about radical ownership. And here's my invitation, my challenge. Download the free Modern Man scoreboard template below. Pick one step that resonated with you most today. Maybe it's just step 1, see reality, get brutally honest for 15 minutes this week. Because what's working? What's not? Where do you feel weakest? Or maybe you're ready to implement the bridging reframe immediately. You see that negative thought pop up? Bridge it with optimism. But doing this one small thing will make tomorrow better. Remember, brother, the world doesn't owe you purpose. You owe yourself the pursuit of it. I'll see you soon. Peace.